On this episode of DU Nation, we head to southern Louisiana to join Jared Serigné, creator of the YouTube channel Outside the Levees, for 2 days of fishing the Mississippi River Delta. Along the way, we take in Louisiana's culture in all forms, from its outdoor traditions to the soulful food that brings people together.
Today we are down here in Hopedale, Louisiana. This is a coastal town, a fishing town, just about 45 minutes outside of downtown New Orleans. What we're doing today, we're gonna start with some saltwater fishing. So we've got some live shrimp in a bucket here. We're casting that out under a bobber or a cork, popping it, waiting on some predator fish to come. The primary species we're targeting is a speckled trout, but we're catching lots of ladyfish, which is kind of a trash fish, but we're saving those for crab bait, because that'll be the next thing we move on to. We're gonna try and catch some blue crabs. And then tomorrow we're gonna leave the saltwater and get into the freshwater. We might target some garfish, some freshwater catfish, maybe even some invasive cichlids. So it's gonna be a fun trip, and we appreciate y'all being here. Oh, nice crab. Really nice one. So first crab on the day, and it is a big one. Look at what you got, Johnny boy. Look at that. Check that out, boy. You a garfish. Oh, he's coming to get it. Mad at you. That is a, can't tell if that's spotted or, I think that's a small spotted gar. Oh man, you gotta take my rag, dude. So since the 1930s, this habitat has just been on a decline. We've had scientists studying this deal for a long time. They've been knowing since the 70s that, like, all right, we're losing these wetlands at a pretty serious, alarming rate. That's gonna be bad news for hurricane storm surge, and that's gonna be bad news for fish and wildlife, and really it's gonna be bad news for the economy, right? Because the economy depends so much on the things that exist outside the levees down here in those wetlands. As those scientists started studying it, they kind of figured out, all right, here's some of the things we think would work. And then people like Ducks Unlimited got involved from, from a specific wildlife standpoint, like, hey, those big projects cost tons and tons and tons of money. Let us see if we can do some smaller projects that cost a little bit less, that make a big impact for what they are. So now we're seeing acres and acres and acres of new habitat being built just from projects that Ducks Unlimited has been a part of. This is the Violet Canal. It's mostly a freshwater canal, but it does hold some salinity certain times of year, certain tides. So today we're gonna focus on an invasive fish, something that's popped up over the last 10 years here down here in Louisiana. It's called a Rio Grande cichlid. It originates in and off of the Rio Grande River down there in Texas. So we're gonna fish for them. We're gonna fish for some freshwater catfish, maybe even some bluegill. Who knows what else could pop up. This is still, like I said, this can be brackish, so you could catch a redfish or something random at any point. I see him. That's a little Rio Grande. They are a pretty little fish. You can see why folks would want that in their aquarium. Beautiful, huh? Stop. No. I love fishing light line too, because everything feels like a big fish. You know what I mean? Come here, cathead. That's an eating size one. Little eating size catfish. You get about 10 of these, 3 guys together. That'll be a good little fry. Good little fry. Yeah, so down here in South Louisiana, I think that the food culture and the outdoor culture all kind of are intertwined, and they all feed off of each other. You have folks who either know someone or themselves, or know someone who makes a living on the water, be it as a commercial fisherman doing oysters, crabs, shrimp. So I think that's a big part of it. And then even in the off season, from those seasons, those guys tend to spend time outdoors, deer hunting, duck hunting. So, and then Louisiana is one of your top duck hunting states in the country. So you have all these duck hunters down here, all these people who love to be outdoors, but they also have good ideas, and part of the culture is how we cook them. We talk about how we cook them, we show how we cook them. You go to the restaurants down here, you can't eat at a bad restaurant, so it all just kind of ties in. And I think that's what helps create this big culture of being in the outdoors. Is we're gonna go out, we're gonna harvest something, we're gonna bring it home, we're gonna eat it. All right, so we got our catfish cleaned up. We got some of the crab meat. I steamed the crabs, picked the meat out, and I'm down here at a friend of mine's restaurant. Actually, down here in Louisiana, this is a popular thing to do. We call it catch and cook, where you as the fisherman catch, you can bring it to certain restaurants that are certified to do this. She's one of them, so the Fish Shack down here in St. Bernard, that's the place we're bringing it to. I just want you to work your magic.
Yeah,
I'm thinking a po' boy, but whatever you can throw together with the crab meat.
And I'll warm up some of this and saute it up and throw it on top for you.
Okay. So this is a really wonderful place to visit. Even if you're not into the outdoors, if you're in the culture, if you're in the food, if you're in music, we have a lot of that to offer. If you are into the outdoors and you're watching this and you want to come try some of the things that we do, we have lots of resources. Every parish has its own tourism website, so you can look on those websites and see where the public fishing is, where the boat launches are, who the fishing guides are. I would highly, highly recommend, if you saw some of the stuff that we did in this video, go on my channel, Outside the Levees, and kind of get yourself acquainted with it, and then look into hiring a fishing guide to take you to do it. I think that's going to be one of your best ways to get the most out of a trip down here.